After the longest day ever, you finally got home, exhausted, annoyed, and one cancelled lecture away from giving up on your degree entirely. The door clicked shut behind you as you dropped your bag on the floor with a grunt. I swear, you muttered, kicking your shoes off. If one more class gets cancelled after I have already walked across the whole campus, I'm gonna lose it. Out of habit, your feet took you straight to the kitchen, the only safe space you had left in this world. And Neha didn't even show up again for our group project. I'm basically doing everything alone. At this point, just give me a degree in patience. But just as you were about to open the fridge, you froze. Three empty beer bottles sat on the counter, a fourth one half finished. Your eyes narrowed. Whoa, you ran to them. Was there a secret party no one invited me to? Since when do forbidden things show up here? Jin, your brother never kept drinks in the house, not because he was super pure or anything, but because you weren't allowed to drink, and he made sure of it. You eyed the bottle suspiciously, already guessing the answer. There was only one person, dumb enough, bold enough, and charming enough to bring alcohol into Jin's house like it was no big deal, Kim Taeyong. And just as the thought crossed your mind, you heard his voice. That voice, low, relaxed, and somehow more familiar than your own internal monologue. It was coming from the living room. Your breath hissed. You weren't proud of it. Your heart, the same one that had embarrassingly crushed on him for years, immediately betrayed you by speeding up like you were in some high school drama. You quickly ran your fingers through your hair, straightening it just a little. Not that you cared what you looked like or anything. Please, obviously not, but still, a little volume didn't hurt. You made your way toward the living room, trying to walk like a normal person and not someone who was suddenly aware of her breathing pattern. And then there he was, lounging on the couch like he owned the place, hair tied back in that effortless way, tattooed hand holding a beer bottle, legs sprawled like he hadn't aged a day since high school, just got hotter. Your stomach did a dumb little flip, but then, just as your eyes landed on him, a soft laugh echoed from the other side of the couch. A female laugh. You blinked and then saw her, Minaria. Sitting way too close, laughing way too easily, perfect hair, perfect posture, that same dreamy sweet girl energy that used to drive you insane in school. Your face twitched slightly before you could stop it. Wow, you said, stepping fully into the room, arms crossed on instinct. So this is a party. Jin turned to look at you. Hey, you're back. Come say hi. You remember Minaria, right? You gave her a flat smile. Oh, yeah, Minaria. Weren't it two and Taeyong like a little trio once until you randomly vanished? The room went silent for half a beat. Jin and Taeyong both blinked at you. Wyan? Jin warned, raising an eyebrow. You blinked innocently. What? I was just wondering. Minaria let out a light laugh, brushing her hair back. I didn't vanish, I just went abroad to study. Ah, you said, nodding. Same thing. She smiled. You're still so cute. You look just like Jin now. You stared at her because that was an insult. Thanks, you still look like a painting. You said, faking a forced smile while Taeyong laughed too hard. She means you are timeless, Minaria. Timeless? Since when do you know metaphors, Taeyong? He used to think iambic pentameter was a skin condition. You said internally. You forced another smile. I'm gonna go to my room. Enjoy your reunion or whatever this is. Wait, Jin called out. Do you want to join us for pizza? Taeyong is ordering. I already ate. You lied. Swallowed 3 slices of regret on the way home. Minaria giggled again like that was the funniest thing anyone had ever said. Night, you mumbled, turning and heading upstairs, not waiting for a response. You flop on your bed and stare at the ceiling. I know I've seen him smile before, but why did it feel like he just invented joy for her? Phone buzzed and you got a text from Taeyong. Order food for everyone. I'll pay. Your brother and I are taking Minaria to check out that new lounge nearby. You blinked at the screen. Oh, he's going out with her and Sokjin and leaving me to be the food delivery coordinator? You ordered sushi with the passive aggression of a woman betrayed. You stare at the sushi rolls spread across the table, the ones Taeyong had technically told you to order, but since no one had asked if you wanted to join their little outing, you had gone ahead and ordered other stuff, only for yourself. Extra rolls, extra wasabi, extra iced tea, no chopsticks for anyone else. The front door creaked open as you popped a slice of salmon into your mouth. You heard the unmistakable sound of her laughter, soft, breezy, like she was in a commercial for sparkling water. Then came his voice. Taeyong's low chuckle made something tighten in your chest. You didn't move. Their footsteps padded toward the kitchen. Sokjin entered first, grinning as if he hadn't just abandoned his sister. Wyan, you started eating? Jin asked, glancing at the table. You looked up blank-faced. I was hungry. Taeyong stepped in behind him, pulling off his jacket. Minaria followed. Cheeks flushed from the evening breeze, her hair loose over her shoulders. We were gonna eat together, Sokjin added, almost accusatory. You shrugged. You should have stayed home then, or at least asked if I wanted to come with you. Taeyong's eyes flicked to you. He could hear it, the edge in your voice. It's fine, he said quickly. Let's eat now. You didn't respond, just kept chewing slowly as they began to settle around the counter. That's when the conversation started. Minaria was already laughing at something Jin said, and soon she launched into a story. Remember when I tripped down the stage at graduation? My heels flew off in different directions, and you too? She pointed between Taeyong and Sok. Just stood there like I got possessed. Jin barked a laugh. We thought you were possessed. Taeyong even whispered, don't touch her, it might be contagious. Taeyong laughed, warm and open, the kind of laugh you hadn't heard from him in months. You screamed like a banshee, he added, turning to Minaria with a sparkle in his eye. But to be fair, you landed in perfect splits. That was impressive. Gymnast reflexes. She replied, raising her water glass like a toast. He leaned over and passed her the soy sauce without her even asking. Here, you like extra with tuna, right? Thank you so much, you remember everything. Taeyong winked. You stared at the exchange, the familiarity, the same rhythm of old memories. Your chest clenched. Your own sushi sat half-eaten in front of you, suddenly tasting like cardboard. You pushed your chair back with a scrap. I'm done. They all looked up. Jin frowned. Already? But you barely touched. I lost my appetite. You turned to leave when Jin casually called out. Oh, by the way, Minaria is staying over tonight. Let her use your room. Yeah? There's a mattress in the closet. You froze in the halfway, then turned slowly. Why my room? Because Taeyong is taking the guest room. Of course he was. You didn't respond. You just glanced at Minaria, who offered a soft, innocent smile and then looked past her at Taeyong. His expression was unreadable. You left without a word, heading to your room and shutting the door with a quiet but firm click. She's still very moody, just like preteen Wyan. She said with a chuckle. Taeyong and Jin smiled. She's everyone's favorite, so. Once inside, you flopped onto your bed and sighed into the silence. The ceiling stared back at you like it was judging your entire existence. Why would I let her in my room? Why not Jin's room? Or Taehyung's precious Mafia sweat. No, no, let's all dump stuff on Wine because clearly she has welcome matte tattooed on her forehead. He threw a pillow across the bed dramatically. Minaria is back after years and suddenly she's everyone's favorite flavor of nostalgia. Wow. Your voice pitched up in a mocking tone. Oh, Minaria, remember that one time in high school? Oh, you're so funny. Minaria, ha ha ha. You mimicked Taeyong. Don't be like this, Wine. Let us share your room. You scoffed and rolled your eyes so hard it almost hurt. Did he ever ask me if I'm okay with it? Did he even look at me properly since she got here? No, of course not. You sat up flailing your arms like you were about to start a TED talk. Titled How to Get Ignored by Kim Taeyong in 3 seconds or less. His voice. Let's eat Wine. Like I wasn't already chewing. Taeyong, please. And his stupid side smells like he's starring in a toothpaste ad just for her. Oof. You grabbed a pillow and screamed into it. I swear if I hear her laugh one more time, I'll blast through this roof. I'll actually teleport to the moon and live there, alone, peacefully, with no childhood reunions. You collapsed again, groaning into your mattress. The laughter from the living room still echoed faintly and it only made you pout harder. Who even laughs like that? What is this? A variety show? You pulled the blanket over your head like it could block out their happiness. After a minute, you grabbed your phone and dialed Sokjin. He picked up on the third ring. What now? He said. Come to my room. You hung up and tossed your phone aside, then stared at the ceiling like it owed you answers. He was laughing at her jokes. You muttered, looking at the ceiling fan spun lazily overhead. Like she invented humor. Unbelievable. A minute later, your brother knocked. You opened the door. What happened, Mayan? You and Taeyong can share a room. I'm not sleeping with her. He looked at you in disbelief. Oh, come on, Ryan. No, she can take the couch. He groaned. Ryan, or your bed. You are the one who invited her. Minaria is a guest. Come on, don't be petty. Your jaw clenched. Petty? No, petty would be suggesting she sleeps in your bed while you take the couch. Ryan, it's just for one night. Don't be like this. You glared at him. Still, I am not. And don't frustrate me more than I already am. Just go enjoy your cute little reunion or whatever. That Taeyong? Usually he doesn't even talk to anyone. And now he's laughing like a monster. Huh? Must be the Minaria effect. Sokjin looked at you. Ryan, what is wrong with you tonight? Minaria came after years. So go spend time with her then. Why bother me? You slammed your bedroom door shut so hard the hallway air jumped in the living room. The silence that followed was awkward and heavy. Jin returned and ran a hand through his hair. I think she's just in a bad mood. He mumbled, flopping down on the couch. Taeyong rubbed the back of his neck, looking toward your closed door. Minaria smiled gently and tried to lighten the mood. It's okay, I mean, who even gets sleep, right? She said, giggling softly. I'll be gone in a few days anyway. I just have so much to tell you both. So much happened since we last met. Sokjin forced a chuckle and nodded, but Taeyong didn't say anything. His eyes lingered on the hallway, on your door. He looked like he wanted to ask what was really bothering you, but he stayed silent for now. Later at night, it was past midnight. You tiptoed down to the kitchen for a glass of water, rubbing your eyes, your footsteps as quiet as your mood was bitter. The silence of the house was oddly loud until you passed the hallway and spotted the dim light glowing from the living room. Sokjin was knocked out on the couch, snoring like a dying vacuum cleaner. Wheezy, wheezy, pause, then a wild snort. You nearly giggled, but then your gaze shifted. And you froze. Theo. He was crouched beside the other couch, carefully draping a blanket over Minaria like she was made of porcelain. Her head rested peacefully on a pillow, a content smile brushing her lips as she slept. And Theong, he smiled too, soft like that kind of smile you only gave people you really cared about. You ducked behind the wall like a ninja in pajamas, pressing yourself flat against it like the wall owed you protection from heartbreak. What is this? Netflix's Mafia love? Why are you so gentle? What is this? K-drama production house? You whispered to yourself. You peeked again and saw him sit on the floor beside the couch, stretching his arms and sighing like he had been there for a while. Minaria this, Minaria that, let me tuck you in like a little baby bird. Oh, did she ask for protection too? Is she your boss now? You rolled your eyes, turning away and muttering again as you padded toward the stairs. Maybe next time you can braid her hair and sing lullabies. Hell, why not bring her breakfast in bed too? You reached the first step but paused, clenching your teeth. I sleep 5 feet away and you have never once tucked me in, Tay. You never asked if I'm warm enough. But here you are, Mr. Thoughtful Mafia Edition. You let out a sharp exhale and looked up the staircase like it was Everest. You like extra with tuna, right? Oof, I'm gonna go blast. She leaves for years and suddenly she gets blankets and hair tucks. Yeah, okay, fine. Cool. You reached the top of the stairs and paused one last time to glance down. Still there, still sitting near her. Still not seeing you. With a heavy sigh, you stormed to your room like a princess who had just been publicly dethroned and slammed the door hard. The next morning, you woke up early, not out of energy but out of spite. You made a single portion of breakfast and ignored the extra mugs lined up in the cabinet, waffles, eggs, and a very satisfying silence. Yang walked into the kitchen moments later, yawning, his hair sticking up in all directions. Morning, you didn't make me coffee? You didn't even look up. Oh, I don't think you would want one. Minaria is right there. She probably makes coffee with angel wings and sparkles. He paused, one brow arcing slowly. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing, just saying you seemed happy with her. He smirked slightly as he was observing you from last night. You sound jealous. I sound hungry, which I am, for waffles, not attention. You continued eating like you were in a peaceful cooking show while Taeyong stared at you, clearly amused. Right, good to know, he said, half laughing. You didn't respond. Let him simmer. When Arya was finally gone, you had successfully spent 3 days treating Taeyong like he was made of glass. Not in a delicate way, more in a don't touch, don't look, I might break you way. You walked through the hallway with your notebook in hand when Taeyong cornered you out of nowhere. He leaned against the wall, arms crossed. You looked at him surprised. What are you doing here in my college? First tell me what's going on with you. Nothing? Don't do that. You have been ignoring me. You won't even make eye contact. You crossed your arms. I've I've just been busy. Classes, assignments, sleep, avoiding betrayal. He tilted his head, eyes narrowing. What? Nothing. No, you said betrayal. Betrayal by who? Exactly. He looked away, jaw clenched. You tell me. Wait, do you actually think I like Minaria? He said, leaning closer. I didn't say that. You didn't have to. It's written all over your face. You blinked at him. You have been laughing with her a lot. You even tucked her in. She fell asleep on the couch. Still, you don't laugh like that with me. Oh my god, I laugh with Jin too. Do I want to marry him? He said, half laughing. That's not the same thing. He softened a little, voice dropping. Then what is it, Ryan? You opened your mouth but froze. Your heart beat in your throat. You know what? It doesn't matter. Laugh with whoever you want. Just don't look so surprised when people start stepping back. The young furrowed his brows, taking a step closer. What does that even mean? You shook your head, taking a step away. Try finding out. With that, you walked away, leaving him chuckling because now he already knows. Why does she look even cuter when she's mad? Wow, I need to take permission from Junhyung. Or maybe need to fight for her. Let's see what he agrees on. The breeze was soft that evening, brushing against your skin as you stepped out of the apartment building. You hadn't planned anything extravagant, just a walk to clear your head, maybe pick up a coffee, anything to shake off the weight that had been pressing on your chest since that hallway conversation. Your hoodie sleeves were too long, your hair was in a loose bun, and your sneakers had seen better days. But it felt nice to just breathe. That is until you saw him. Taeyong, leaning against his black SUV across the street like he belonged in a drama poster. Arms crossed, black shirt snug against his chest, hair tousled like he hadn't even tried. You immediately looked the other way. Whoa, are we going out in those clothes? You blinked and looked down at yourself. Hoodie, leggings, walking shoes, very much not dinner attire. But wait, dinner? You looked at him confused. I didn't know we were going anywhere. He started walking toward you, hands in his pockets, his smile tugging deeper the closer he got. He mock inspected your outfit. Well, oversized hoodie, sleepy eyes, socks that don't match. Yeah, it's perfect. You look cute, we can definitely go like this. You raised an eyebrow, trying not to show how fast your heart just jumped. What are you talking about? Who is we? He leaned a little closer, just enough for you to catch a whiff of his column. The same one you used to like too much. You and me. I figured we could grab dinner, before you go back to pretending I don't exist. You crossed your arms, chin up. I didn't ask you to come or eat with me. I know, but I made a reservation. Your favorite place still makes that lemon pasta you love. He replied, shrugging. That did make your stomach flip. You tried not to let it show. And what made you think I would want to go with you? He smiled, not smug this time, but soft, like he knew this was a gamble and still wanted to take it. Nothing, I just wanted to go with you. You stared at him, waiting for the usual sarcasm, but it didn't come, just silence. His honesty hung between you like a string being pulled taut. So, is this a date or are you just hungry and emotionally manipulative? You can name it whatever you want, but date sounds good. You were about to shoot something back when he took your hand. Not suddenly, not in a dramatic sweep, just gently. Fingers brushing over yours like he had been waiting for the right moment. Then he pulled something from his jacket pocket, your eyes widened. A tiny black box. Wait, what? He spoke quietly, looking at you like you were the only person in the world. I know this is unexpected. I know we are a mess half the time, but I also know that I don't want to do any of it. The chaos, the noise, the long nights without you. He opened the box, a delicate ring, simple and sincere, no dramatic sparkle, just real. So, if this is a date, can it be our last first one? You stood frozen. Every breath you wanted to take stayed somewhere between your lungs and your ribs. You stared at him, at the ring, at the man who used to annoy you with every blink and now made your heart ache with every word. Are you sure? Did my brother know about this? He'll kill both of us, you know that, right? He took a step closer. Don't worry, I have his permission. You looked at him wide eyed. You what? You asked him? He nodded calmly. Last night, he made me sweat for a full 5 minutes. Said he would break my kneecaps if I made you cry, but then he hugged me and told me to bring you home before midnight. You blinked. This was real. Your brother, Mr. Overprotective himself, actually gave his blessing. You really planned this. He took your hand again before speaking. I have waited a long time for you to look at me like this. I wasn't going to risk anything ruining it. Not even your terrifying brother. You laughed, a real one this time, light and shaking your head. The streetlights glowed above you like stage lights, but this wasn't a performance. It was just you and him, a hoodie, a ring, a heartbeat that wouldn't calm down. You both started walking toward his car, his hand still comfortably holding yours. The street was quiet, lit by that golden evening hue. You glanced up at him. How did you even know I liked you? He chuckled, glancing sideways at you like it was the most obvious thing in the world. The way you ignored me all week like I had burned your diary. And those looks you gave me when Minaria stayed over, he smiled. Yeah, I knew. You half rolling your eyes, but your cheeks gave you away, a pink blooming across them like guilt and pride had a baby. Oh, yeah, since you knew, that means you also know I get jealous really easily. Like, even if she's just a friend. So, what are you gonna do about that? He stopped walking and turned to you, lifting your hand to his lips. I'll simply keep my distance. He kissed your knuckles, his eyes locking onto yours. If it means you'll stop ignoring me like I'm invisible, yeah, I'll do that. Will that be okay? Your heart squeezed, you blinked back a smile, nodding slowly. Yeah, okay, but don't test me. Wouldn't dare. He opened the passenger door for you with a teasing bow. Now let's go. I need to feed my jealous fiancée her lemon pasta before she changes her mind. You laughed and slid into the car, your heart full and fluttering. Maybe jealousy wasn't so bad, not if it brought this out of him. And for the first time in a long while, you didn't feel like second place. You felt chosen, his.